The offseason is shifting fast, and if you're a Lakers fan, this isn't just another summer, it's the summer where every misstep could cost us a championship window. But before we dive into what might be the Lakers' smartest and most realistic trade option on the market, we need you to do one thing: smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you never miss another update. Because today's breakdown isn't just about rumors, it's about a real opportunity to fix what's broken, address the roster's imbalance, and possibly land a rising two-way star at exactly the moment we need him most. Let's be honest, the signing of DeAndre Ayton caught a lot of people by surprise. And when the Lakers doubled down by bringing back Jackson Hayes, the message became crystal clear: the front office finally closed the chapter on the "we need a big" narrative. The Lakers no longer need to go hunting for another center. That hole has been patched. But in the NBA, solving one problem often reveals another. And the truth now staring this roster in the face is even more dangerous than a lack of size. It's a lack of balance. Look up and down the current Lakers depth chart and it's hard not to notice the split. You have offensive-minded players like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and rookie Dalton Knecht, who all bring scoring, yes, but with major defensive question marks. Then you have defense-first options like Jared Vanderbilt and Jordan Goodwin, who can hustle and guard but aren't scaring anyone on the other end of the floor. And while the mix of one-way players might look decent on paper, the reality is it creates matchup nightmares, especially against teams that thrive with long, athletic wings who can do it all. That's the Achilles heel of this roster right now. You can't go into a playoff series relying on combinations that force LeBron James, turning 40 this season, to do everything. You can't depend on rotations that sacrifice too much defense for spacing, or too much offense for physicality. You need 3 and D wings. You need two-way players. You need balance. And right now, the Lakers don't have it. Here's where it gets even tougher: the market for that type of player is dry. Bone dry. Free agency has been mostly underwhelming, with names like Amir Coffey or Cody Martin floating around. Solid guys, sure, but not real difference makers. And if you're thinking about trading, get ready to pay up. Players like Herb Jones or Andrew Wiggins might check the boxes on paper, but their price tags are sky high. Either the asking price in assets is absurd, or the salaries don't match with what the Lakers can afford under the new collective bargaining agreement. But out of nowhere, a name started gaining traction. And it might be exactly what Rob Pelinka has been waiting for: Quentin Grimes. The buzz started with a report from The Athletic, where respected insiders Kelly Iko and Tony Jones mentioned that Grimes may become available, not because a team doesn't want him, but because of contract disputes. He's a restricted free agent currently under the Sixers' control, but sources suggest the front office may not be willing to meet his asking price, believed to be around $25 million per year. Let's pause here. $25 million per year is a steep ask, and it explains why no team has jumped to give him an offer sheet, because no one has that kind of cap space left. That puts one path front and center: a sign and trade. And guess who's right in the sweet spot to make it happen? The Los Angeles Lakers. So let's talk basketball. Why should fans care about Quentin Grimes? Because despite flying under the radar for most of his career, this 25-year-old guard has shown flashes of being exactly what the Lakers need. In his short stint with the Sixers, when Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey were both out, Grimes was thrown into the fire. And instead of melting, he exploded. He averaged 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game, shooting 47% from the field and 37.3% from deep on 8 attempts per game. But let's be real. That usage isn't going to happen on a team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And that's okay. Because the true value of Quentin Grimes has never been about volume scoring. It's about fit. It's about role. Look at what he did in New York. Look at his impact in Dallas. When used as a 3 and D specialist, spotting up, playing within an offense, defending the perimeter, Grimes has proven he can thrive. He's averaged between 10 and 14 points per game in that role while shooting a blistering 40% from 3, including a ridiculous 45.5% on corner threes. You want spacing for LeBron and AD? You want someone who can guard the other team's best wing without getting cooked? That's Grimes. And unlike most of the free agents available, he fits the timeline. At just 25 years old, he can help the Lakers win now and still be relevant 3 or 4 years down the road, when the team is building for a post-LeBron era. Financially, there's actually a path forward. With the salary cap rising, a deal in the range of 4 years, $90 million, starting around $20 million annually, could be seen as fair value for a starting caliber two-way wing. It's a big investment, sure, but not the kind of overpay that could sink your flexibility the way an Andrew Wiggins deal would. But this is where things get tricky. Because of new cap rules, and because the Lakers have already used their full mid-level exception, they only have about $3 million of wiggle room under the second tax apron. That means any sign-and-trade deal for Grimes would require the Lakers to send matching salaries to stay legal. No exceptions. No loopholes. So who goes? There are a few possibilities. Gabe Vincent's $11 million contract is sitting there, and so is Jared Vanderbilt's deal, which is still team-friendly. Some might suggest Maxi Kleber, depending on what kind of three-team construction Pelinka can pull off. The goal here would be to avoid giving up Rui Hachimura, who still has value and upside on this roster. But again, it all depends on what Philadelphia wants. If they believe Grimes will walk for nothing and they get back a rotation-ready player or two, it might be enough to strike a deal. Here's the honest truth, Grimes isn't Herb Jones. He's not an all-defensive team candidate. But compared to the free agents left on the board, he's better. Compared to Wiggins and that bloated contract, he's cheaper, younger, and probably a better fit. He doesn't need the ball, he doesn't hunt shots, and he plays with toughness. He might not be the dream piece, but in a dry market, he might be the right one. So now the ball's in Rob Pelinka's court. And maybe even more than that, it's in the fans' court. What would you do? Would you roll the dice on Quentin Grimes in a sign-and-trade, believing his defense and shooting can elevate this team's ceiling? Would you hold off, hoping for a bigger name to shake loose later in the summer? Or would you settle for a low-upside free agent and pray the roster finds chemistry on its own? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we read everything. And remember, it's going to take more than talent to win in today's NBA. It's going to take balance. It's going to take smart roster building. And it's going to take bold decisions before the window slams shut. So if you believe the Lakers still have a championship run in them, if you believe there's one piece missing to unlock it all, then maybe, just maybe, that piece isn't a superstar. Maybe it's a guy like Quentin Grimes. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and stay locked in, because the off-season is far from over, and the next move could change everything. Here's a crucial insight for you. Diving into financial education can significantly elevate your quality of life. In the realm of finance, take the time to explore bonds and stocks, with a special emphasis on real estate investment trusts, REITs. These investments have the potential to generate passive income. Approach this journey with diligence and opt for reputable investment brokerages globally. By doing so, you'll be laying a solid foundation for a more secure and prosperous future.